The infamous Nerf gun. Hey everybody, welcome to the Wraith Lord's Horde. I'm John, and today we're taking apart, well, I've already taken it apart, but we're going to look at the pieces of a giant Nerf gun. So, like any Tau fan, I just love anime and I love the mechs and the technology and the industrial sci fi looking pieces. So, what I wanted to do with the pieces of this Nerf gun is I've always kind of looked at them. They've been in a box for a long time, but now it's finally time to do this and it's time to film it. So, this pipe piece that was the barrel, it I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use it in this one. I might even just keep it because it kind of looks Necromunda-ish. So that would be a good pipe piece, like a tower or an industrial refinery, but not so much a sci-fi mech building plant. Like inspired by Gunpla Hangar Bay or Evangelion, something like that. So what we're going to try and do is this flat section in the front here. I think that would be where the big mech can sit, and this can be a crane that like suspends it. And I'm gonna have to cut it down. So I've thought about this, and the first thing I'm gonna try and do is cut this little pipe off of the tower there because it won't stand up on its own with that in the way. That way, even if we don't decide to use it, at least the pipe is off and it can stand up. So for another build, it's ready to go. Okay, so we're gonna keep that little round piece that I just cut off of it because it's a good looking pipe piece and it can come in useful for anything later on. So with this aside, in case I do decide to put it somewhere, but I'm just gonna quickly clean up my desk there. Yeah, I was gonna cut this piece in half with the Dremel, but then I realized that the bit was just too small. It would be difficult to get a straight, clean, level cut through there, so I opted for my hacksaw. It's a small one that I got for about $12 at the hardware store, and it works great for hard plastic toys like this. So I took the two halves apart because it's kind of hollow, so I can see the angles that I'm going to have to cut better with. Okay, and here is the fastest cutting sequence you'll ever see. Okay, so with the cut done, now I'm going to take these all four pieces, the two bottom halves and the two top halves, and I'm just going to kind of arrange them, dry fit them together, see what kind of ideas I can come up with. I mean, if you guys want to leave some comments and let me know your ideas, I would be happy to collaborate with them and maybe we can design this build together. This is going to be like a part one, and because I'm not actually finishing it in this video, I'm just sort of dry fitting a rough idea together. At this point, I'm actually wondering why it didn't snap off yet. I noticed it's just holding on by one little piece. So, yeah, that worked. So I'm just going to stand these up. Oh, this one didn't stand because it still had a little bit of a round piece there. So I'm going to just quickly take my Dremel and cut that out. Okay, so now I'm going to stand them up, and I'm going to try and dry fit them all together to see what kind of configuration we can come up with. Peel a little bit of these flecky bits off of there from the Dremel and the saw. And I think at this point I'm also going to clean the desk again. I hate working with a messy desk. Yep, there we go. Okay, so what I was trying to decide with this one is like, the Tau have like a mobile drop pod a bay for repairing their mechs possibly, or even it could even be on a large ship in orbit, like just a hangar bay, and they're assembling their mechs or armoring their mechs so that they can drop them onto a planet and make an assault. So now that the desk is clear, I've got some pieces that I had in mind to fit around there, and I really like this idea of an elevator shaft, like scaffolding that hangs off the side of a building. So I'm going to incorporate that as well. All right, so now it's time to dry fit. I think I'm going to have this one as the center where the mech will be positioned, and he'll have a crane that'll hold him in place. I'm thinking a wider crane than how the handle looks there. Like that just looks like it would be one crane piece, so I'm thinking two, like one for each shoulder, and kind of like in the Evangelion anime. And if these things are just to bulk out the sides there, but they have these little holes in the side, so there could be some lights inside of it. There's lots of opportunities to customize this bit. Okay, with those in place, what I'm gonna put now is like a piece of card or foam core right across the front. I'm just gonna rest on these two ledges there. It's not glued in place or anything, but it's kind of precarious because I tried putting a model on there and it fell off a couple times, but I took them out of the edit. That's just part of the filmmaking magic. I think my biggest draw to this piece in the beginning was that I could definitely, even when it was still in gun looking mode, it looked to me like a Tau piece. I knew I had to make something for my Tau army out of this, and not because I favored them, but I mean I kind of do. But I mean, any Tau player does kind of favor them. All right, just using a sharp knife here to cut some foam core. I don't cut all the pieces. I have a few scraps already from another build that I did, so I'm just loosely fitting. They're not even going to be foam core in the end. Just that's what I had on hand. Later on in the pictures on the icon and that, you're going to see like railing mesh platform pieces. That's what I think I'm going to use with girdering I-beam kind of scaffold looking structures all around it. This part in the front, that's what I was thinking of as that little elevator bit there. And then this pipe piece, I second guess myself. I was going to cut it in half and take all these screws out and just sort of pull it apart just like I did the other pieces. And I would go like one on each side. But I noticed that the barrel right in the middle is a separate solid piece. So I wouldn't be able to get that split in half, and then I thought it would just look weird, so I left that out. And unless I do still decide to put it in the back, it didn't look bad there. So after I finagle around with this thing for a little while, I eventually put it aside and decide that I'm not going to use it. I may still come back to it. We'll see. It's not in the picture that I took for this video, but it could still end up in the main build. I think at this point I'm going to actually show what it looks like in the back of it too. And I'm still not sure. That piece is going to be on the fence. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Here's a little bit of it in the back. I guess maybe I could put like some dry mist or something coming out the top of it. That might actually look pretty cool. Yeah, but for now I'm just going to put it aside. So this is where I'm going to try putting the railings up, and we're going to see what it looks like with top scaffold. This piece here was another part of the gun. My opinions on this is that it could go like an overhanging awning piece. Like there I was thinking maybe it could brace the shoulders and lock it in like an Evangelion. But here I'm deciding that it could be an awning and like put a little tea light inside of it underneath, or an LED or something. That would look really nice. And the lights around the side. So there's one railing in place. I'm imagining a crane, and that could be like an elevator control panel. This is where I made some elevator sounds. I just cut in the original elevator sounds that I made while I was finagling with the pieces. Yeah, so I was thinking maybe cut that off, have steps or a ramp to it, maybe cut it a little flush, but then I decided that this piece is too unique to not keep as is. I got to do something with it, maybe even change it even more. So this is the point where I decided maybe cut a U shape out of it because it's hollow underneath. Then I can sink it down, put a balcony with railings around it, like scaffolding on the side of a building. That's what I was kind of hoping. And then I would need 4 posts or some sort of a frame girded into, like, to act as the risers or the shaft for the elevator. So this part of the video is just about to end, and then I'm going to go to like a final cutscene of how I've put it together. So this is it. And I got some images here of what inspired me for this whole build. Just a hangar bay for repairs or armament. You have some catwalks around it, girdering, scaffold foot looking cross beams, and the whole board could have walls around the side that have greebly all over it and pipes running through and conduit and wire. It's just going to be an incredible looking build, and I think more pieces. This is just one piece of the start of an entire Tau hangar bay. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I put this one together kind of last minute tonight. I really think that this build is going to be an entire board worth of terrain, and it's going to be a Tau hangar bay. I had an issue with the sound quality in the last video, but I think I got that sorted out in this one. And ended up just getting a whole new microphone. Don't order cheap stuff off of Amazon, because you kind of get what you pay for no matter where you get it. So, with that being said, thank you for checking out my channel. This is my second video. I'm really excited to get into making more video and more exciting content. So please remember to like and subscribe my videos, and remember to leave a comment in the comment section so that I can get your ideas and your opinions on what to do with this build, because I think it really has some potential. And just looking at these inspirational images here, I think that this build could become something that is going to be up there in the standards of like Wylox crafting or something like that. So let's give this one a shot. Thank you.